Ever feel like you're the only one with questions about life? Well, you're not alone.
Welcome to People in the Room here on PAL Radio 96.9 FM every Friday at 11 a.m. where we dive into the topics that matter most to you. We are talking about what is on your mind, from faith to friendships, work to wellness.
It's real talk, real faith, and real answers. You're not just listening, you're part of the conversation.
Hello and welcome to another episode of People in the Room right here on PAL Radio, your home of fresh and classic hits at 96.9 is where you are getting us. And this episode is very special because the people in the room are amazing women, and that's in celebration and honor of Women's Day. My name is Karaoke Winnie.
My name is Joy Sabore.
I'm Barbara Koinange.
And my name is Faith Kasina.
That's what's up. Happy International Women's Day, girlies.
Yeah.
You know, we deserve to celebrate ourselves. And I think one thing I love about women is we'll make noise for ourselves. Like you know, and I think that's what brings the difference between how men celebrate themselves and women. I just love that we celebrate ourselves and each other so loudly. So today we'll be talking about a very interesting thing. And but maybe just before we get started, it's so interesting to note that apparently Women's Day has been celebrated since 1911. Like the very first Women's Day. That's like 114 years ago.
Wow.
But this was only in Austria, Denmark, and Germany and Switzerland. But it's so wow, we've been doing this for a minute.
I know, right?
And then along the way, other countries picked it up, and then the UN officially made it a thing. And this year, the theme is Accelerate Action, which is emphasizing on the importance of strategic efforts to promote gender equality. So this is a fight we are still fighting, let me say, and hopefully we'll get to a place where we can really say that there is gender equality all across the world, you know, for everyone. And our conversation today is very fun, very interesting, and as women, I love that we're discussing this because we are going to be talking about what should women stop doing in 2025. So in 2025, as women, we should stop doing ... And start doing ... you know? And maybe just, Babs, you want to get us started. What do you feel about this?
Oh my. Well, in 2025, women should stop saying yes to everyone and forget themselves.
Ding.
Hey!
No is also an answer.
You know, because it's become such a thing, I think from generation to generation, that women will take care of everybody else, will take care of the children, will take care of their husbands. Even if they're not married, they'll take care of everybody else in society, except themselves. So when they're asked, you know, can you do yes is always the answer.
Why do we do
You
that?
break your back.
I don't know. I really don't know why we do that. So I think that is one of my biggest things we should stop doing. Kabisa, like in fact, if this 2025, we can give ourselves that goal and begin to prioritize ourselves also, and you know, even self-care. Kwanza kwa self-care. Let me tell you, you'll feel so guilty at you've gone to just have a time for yourself. You've gone to a restaurant somewhere, you've gone to make your nails, or you've gone to do your hair. There's that guilt sometimes that comes, and you're thinking, really, should I really? But you've said yes to everybody else. You've sorted out your children, you've sorted out everything else except yourself. So I think 2025 women should stop saying yes to everyone and everything and begin to prioritize themselves as well.
I agree with that. Kasina, you look like you want to add something there.
Well, honestly, I feel like she's so right, because half the time we tend to forget that we have our own needs, and it's not a guilty pleasure to give yourself the pleasure, you know, like to make time for yourself, like if it's nails, if it's hair day, if you just want to run away and leave the family for 2 days to just go get a spa day, it's okay, because you do the most for everyone every other time. So why shouldn't you do the same for yourself as well?
That's actually very interesting. You said something about a woman who is a wife and a mother leaving going sijui vacation by herself. I was telling my mom the other day that she's never not been home. Like ever. There's no night that has come and your mother has not been home. In fact, ikifika sijui saa ngapi, it's awkward that she's not home. Which is so problematic. Like, I don't know. I think just getting time for ourselves is just very, very important. And yes, point taken. We're changing that in 2025.
Yes.
Yes. Joyce?
What they should stop doing?
Yeah.
In 2005, I think bringing other women down.
Yeah.
You know, I see
Louder.
preach, Joyce, preach.
Wait.
Bringing other women down, because I usually, like, just when I'm scrolling on social media, I see another woman like leave a very bad comment, you know, on another woman's post, and I'm like, why would you do that? Why? I think we need to stop doing that, because if you look at so many relationships, we have men and a woman working, but a woman and a woman not working. And I think we need to be supporting each other and not bringing each other down.
Do you think the whole statement that women are their own worst enemies is true in
It's true.
It's still in 2025?
Yes.
Babs?
Yes, it is. It is so alive and active, and I think that that's really wrong. Like, why is it alive and active at this point? We should be supporters of each other, because if we're fighting this battle of the genders, because it's there, and
we're still fighting patriarchy.
Now we are here, exactly, and then now here we are also between ourselves again. There's another war, and we're fighting. To decide here to one war down can really help us even just focus on some progress.
I agree, and I feel like we have the evidence of how amazing and how amazing things we can do once we come together. Like, if you remember the whole End Femicide KE protest last year, both of them, like, that is the one time I've really seen women cry. I was like, wow, so we can actually do this
together
and like move something, move the country, move the world, because imagine that's the energy we should channel.
Love it.
If we want, we can.
Every day.
We can.
And it's just by just giving small compliments to one another and just acknowledging how beautiful and amazing we just all are as women, basically.
Please, let's stop that. Oh my God. No, it's terrible.
Mtu comment kwa post yako.
I've never gotten a mean comment from a lady, by the way.
Maybe
it breaks you more.
I thank God, but I know it's there.
It hurts you more than if a guy would send a comment like that. I don't know. There's just a way you'd feel. Wait a minute. Why?
Unaniona tu hivyo akishwari.
Let's stop doing that as women. Let's stop. Kasina.
For me, I feel like in 2025, as women, we should stop being men pleasers and having we can
finally
we cannot be every conversation we have, every single time we have to sit down, we have to discuss men. Why can't we talk about our careers? Why can't we talk about how to move ourselves forward? How can we not talk about the feminism in us? Like, why should we start discussing, I feel like I need this man in my life to do this and this for me? No, we need to stop being men pleasers. We need to stop even like literally pinning each other down just to please men. That is so wrong.
I agree. I think there's a people pleasing. I don't know if it's because of the desire to have men's attention or to have men's approval or for men to like us. I don't know, but there's a bit of a need that we get sometimes to please men that gets it's
out of hand.
It's out of hand.
You forget that you were in existence by yourself.
I agree.
I love that. And just maybe to add on that, like, as women, there's something that God has for us to fulfill. So I love that what you've said is, like, we shouldn't be, trying to please the other gender. We should also try and focus on, okay, what is it in my unique feminine self that I can bring to the table and be comfortable in that. Because again, we wait now for people to approve. Let me say that. Like, you're doing good, to validate us, especially men. So I really like that point, because there's something that we bring to the table as women that men can never bring.
For sure.
And that is how God has put it. Like, they will never. So it is us for women to get into our fullness of how feminine we are and actually bring that out. And that's going to be, like our superpower, if I can say that, because it is our superpower.
It is.
And I was looking at another survey. I think it was released last week. I shared it with you, Winnie, where we have women in relationship because of the material stuff. And they're like 80% of women. So people pleasing comes in where we want to like have material stuff. So we want to prefer ule mwanaume akona this and this, he can provide this and this, and then you even forget yourself, you know.
I agree.
So true.
I was actually recently seeing this post from Gabrielle Union, and she was talking about how 50-50 has been such a thing for her from like so long, and it's not just because she's an independent woman, but because of the trauma that has come with 50-50 and the abandonment from actually depending so much on a man, in the sense that if you give them 100%, you're living in the fear of they will leave, they will stop, they will not fulfill what they need to fulfill. And when I looked at it as a woman, I felt like going 50-50 and doing the whole 50-50 situationships, maybe probably financially, as women in 2025, is not because we are not like we want like to do it, but because of probably the traumas that have come with being let down. That's why I feel like as women we need to just be ourselves, and if you're going to be doing something do it intentionally, like do it to please yourself and to build yourself as a woman, and not because it's a trauma response that you're doing.
I agree with you. Apoka 50-50 and money and relationships, it's a whole other pod. Honestly, that we should really discuss. But but I love to see women in their bag. Can we agree?
Yes.
Can we actually agree? I think that wasn't my point, but I think it's a point somewhere there. In 2025 as women, let's get our bag. And I mean, it's great when the men fill our bags, but like it's nice. Oh my god, the freedom. I feel like a lot of women who are in maybe bad relationships or stay in bad marriages or things like that, there's a bit of finances tied to it a lot of the time. So in 2025,
on that money move, on that money move, invest
in yourself.
Invest in yourself.
All right. I think in 2025 as women we should stop shrinking ourselves, and I see this so much. Literally, it's almost like you physically, like there's a bit that we play small so many times, and mostly this is in the corporate space, work environment, where there's a lot of competition, and I see women really shrinking so much, refusing to take credit or allowing other people to take credit for what they have done. And because maybe, I don't know why, maybe it's because you don't want to look like you are being like this boss babe who wants to take over the why not?
Why not? Be the boss babe.
Why not?
Take over the world.
But I see women shrinking so much, and it breaks my heart, because I don't know why we feel it is. I don't know if it's embarrassment to kind of like take up space, or you don't want to be looked at as this aggressive black woman who, I don't know if it's that, but there's a bit of shrinking. You just want to play small. You want you're walking on eggshells. I don't like that, and I want us as women to stop doing that in 2025.
To add on that, I feel like as a woman, whenever you find yourself feeling like you want to play small, you're not like, you're afraid people wataanza kukujaji, wanza kusema sasa huyu akona kierere, this whole time amekuja tu juzi na bado akona kierere. So I feel like if you're going to start playing yourself down, you should do something that is more enticing for yourself. Like that is the time you need to go even harder, push even harder. The minute you start feeling like acha ni chukweka break kidogo, don't go harder, do things even more, be more aggressive, and take over the world.
Please,
I mean, the world is a woman's place, right?
It is, and we should not be afraid to take up space, or like just stop shrinking. Please be bold and own that. If that idea was yours, stop suggesting it was somebody else's, or allowing somebody else to say it was theirs, or something like that. So I say that I had another point that I wanted to, oh my god,
as you're getting your point, as you're getting it, just to add on what both of you have said, you see, there's another women's forum I was at last week, and this came out so strongly. I was like, hey, women, we need to get out of this shrinkage, because it's become such a thing, to the point that you have something beautiful to offer, and there's somebody, I believe it was Kambua, who was in one of the panels, and she was saying, Kambua the artist, and she was saying, you see, there's a season when she was working on TV, I think it's there's a Gospel Sunday show, and she got to encounter women and men bringing in their music, in the sense. Now, for the dude, where he would come and say, you know what, ingoma ni noma. Ingoma ni noma. In fact, it's the next greatest hit. Now the lady comes in with her song, which is very beautiful, in fact. Kambua, maybe can you try see if it's okay? What do you think? I don't know if the vocals, or, and she would wonder why.
Yeah,
because even as you're comparing maybe these two songs, the dude song, see, we don't hate dudes, but we love you guys so much. But if you compare those two songs and hear this girlie's song, excellent. But the way she's presented it, it's maybe Abusi, just check, maybe it's okay, confirm, maybe it's not, confirm, tell me what you think. But the dude was like, no, this is the next greatest hit. Now, ladies, I hope we can do that this year. Begin to just take ownership of that which you've brought the creativity that God has given you, and you've put together something. Don't shy away. And then now you're thinking, oh, maybe just give it a buskia too. Ukisikia tu iko na nini, aki imagine ni studio yenye nilikuwa imagine but you're talking about the studio, you're talking about studio. So for me, that really it did something in me, because it's like, by the way, it's very true. How many times do we do that? And we're like, oh, maybe just see if it's okay. And then on top of that, we begin to apologize, because now why are we talking about?
Can we stop saying sorry?
We are constantly saying sorry.
Why?
Like, I'm so sorry. Hata mziki jasikilizwa ama whatever it is that you're bringing to the world, to the table, has not even been looked at, but you're really there. I'm sorry.
No.
Why are we sorry?
No. Let's actually stop. In 2025, let's stop apologizing for nothing.
Thank you.
We're constantly apologizing.
Constantly.
It's almost automatic. Let's anytime you're cutting yourself saying sorry, what am I apologizing for?
There we go.
What am I apologizing for? Let's say that. I love that. The point I had, I've gotten it.
Yes.
And maybe even as we wrap up, is I think as women, let us remember that we can have it all. And I know this is usually debatable, and I usually don't like when it's almost suggested that as a woman you can either have this or that. You can either have a successful career or a happy marriage. You can either have this or that. Like this, we are literally constantly confined to some choices. I want to believe we can have it all. Maybe not all working greatly at the same time. I know there's a way life balances things out, but we can have it all. Because sometimes you're made to think you chase your career or chase your education, and then there's something you're missing out on the other side. I don't know what you guys have to say about that. Can we have it all? Like,
we can have it all. Like, we don't have to feel like subjected to only one thing. Like how before, back in the day, women were subjected to, these are people to take care of children, give birth, take care of children, nurture the family. We've also come out of that cocoon of thinking we are those people. We have careers, we have families, we can leave the families and go to international trips and stay by the beach and wear whatever we want to wear and be authentic, our very own authentic selves, and not feel judged and not feel like you're doing the wrong thing, because you are actually just being yourself. So I agree, we can have it all.
Yes, I believe so too. And for sure, the modern woman is definitely not the woman who was there those days when you were, just what Kasina said, you were meant to be a mother. In fact, you are raised to be a mother. You are raised to be a wife. Period. That was it. But we've had so many women even fight for our rights, to the point where we can even get to vote, where we can get to do so many other things, we can get to have a career. I feel it's going to be a letdown if we just decide, you know what, watch we just take a backseat in this sense. Not that being a homemaker is wrong.
No, it's
don't
beautiful.
get us wrong. It's good. But if you have something burning within you, and for me, I always believe if there's anything burning within you, that is the Holy Spirit. That is God telling you there is more I need you to do. Maybe you need to be in that marketplace, you need to be in that judiciary, you need to be a politician, or you need to be a journalist. I don't know why we don't always give ourselves as examples, but you need to be a journalist. Maybe your voice is what someone else is going to listen to, and it's going to bring out the best in them, both men and women. So I believe we can balance. But I love what you've said also, Winnie. Life has a way of balancing things, because of course maybe you're in your season of getting the bag, fully getting the bag. So in the corporate space, that's what you're doing. But God again will bring now this man. Okay, now you're in marriage, now you're figuring out life together. Kidogo there's a baby. okay, so for a season, maybe for like 6 months, you're not fully getting the bag.
You're not getting the
you're there trying to raise this little dear child, and already that is another very big, beautiful responsibility. And it's so beautiful because imagine you get to pour into this vessel. Such an honor. But again, it doesn't mean that that's it. Then now you stop there. But as you said, life has a way of balancing things, and God, honestly, in that season, He'll give you something that will, just make you assured that it's okay to slow down. It's fine. Then after that, don't stop there. Don't let your dreams die because now I'm just a mother, and I don't like that people say that you're not just a mother. You're not just a mother. So it's something beautiful. So in the next season again, God is going to tell you, what? In fact, we are going back to what we need to do. So just go with the life seasons. But I believe it's possible to have it all, to have the marriage, to have the children, to have the bag, and to be all that God has called you to be. Because we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. So I believe that is also a word for women that is in the word.
Period. I love that. Thank you guys so much for sharing your insights on this Women's Day. If there is a point you have, please do let us know. In 2025, as women, we should stop doing that and start doing. Tell us on 0702969969. But we are calling it a wrap on this episode, and we'll see you on the next one. Happy International Women's Day to all women listening. You are, oh my God, on your space. Go for what God is calling you for. You have everything that you need, and you are amazing, you're beautiful, you're bold, and let no one tell you otherwise. Period. My name is Kariuki Winnie.
I'm Joyce Obure.
I'm Barbara Koinange.
And I'm Faith Kasina.
People in the Room on Pearl Radio 96.9 FM every Friday at 11 a.m. and the repeat is on Saturday at 3 p.m. because we are all in this together. Pearl Radio 96.9 FM, the home of fresh and classic hits.